So our next episode of Hot Topics from Close the Loop is Mychal Walz. Take it away, Mike.
Hi, thanks, Susie. I'm Mychal Walz, and I am the director of branch campuses for Olympic College, and I chair the Governance Coordinating Council. And I've been on the Governance Coordinating Council for a couple of years, and I would like to say this has been the best council we've had so far. So I'm really excited to do this with you, Susie.
All right. Well, thanks for coming and being here. Got a couple questions for you. So,
Okay.
as you know, we've been collecting information through our listening sessions all quarter, and a recurrent theme this fall has been um, should we consider combining the functional councils of our college shared governance system? So, Mychal, have you heard about this?
I have. We've had a couple of discussions in GCC. Been great debate, great discussions. And we actually last week at a meeting, we had a couple of co-chairs uh, present their annual plan and give us an update. And we posed the question to them about what their thoughts were. And we had a really good discussion. Got some great feedback from those two co-chairs.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you think, or what have you heard would be the pros behind combining and having fewer functional councils?
So the primary pros is that it would provide uh, greater flexibility to the councils and probably increase attendance so that these councils can meet quorum. In the past, there have been some councils that have struggled to make quorum. And
Mhm.
so if we were able to combine a couple of councils, that would be a great opportunity to confront that particular problem. Interestingly enough, one of the councils that really struggled for the past couple of years to make quorums, they're having a resurgence. They're having great success, and that co-chair was not in favor of combining. Um, but it was a great discussion. He appreciated the feedback and the input, and I think that would be the greatest benefit of combining councils.
So maybe we need to explain this a little bit further. So there are five functional councils, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then what? Why is it? So is it like how are those councils made up?
So
Like,
yeah, during when we first came up with shared governance for Olympic College, um, we had a task force that worked for a couple years in trying to generate try to understand what would the college need and what it would look like. And after we came up with what was the guiding principles and um, kind of like the framework of what governance would be here at Olympic College, it went off to the next step, and that's where they really developed what these councils, how they would be defined, how they would be made up, and then it was rolled out to the campus. We did have a number of listening sessions before it was rolled out, some forums where um, the campus community had an opportunity to weigh in. Um, and the one thing that I've said from day one is this is going to be an evolving governance system. I mean, it's just like any sort of system. Um,
mhm.
it's going to require assessment, feedback, input, and that's why we have these listening sessions. So that's a real quick overview of how this all came together. Uh,
Well, I'm curious about the makeup. So I know
mhm,
GCC, like I represent the AHE.
mhm.
There's somebody who represents WPEA, someone who represents faculty senate, sorry. Somebody from DAC.
There's two representatives from each council from Diversity Advisory Council,
Okay, so there's two of those at every single one of the
every
councils.
council. Mhm.
That's five, six, seven people, different people,
Yeah.
right? Oh no,
No,
that's
that would be 10
12,
people, 12, 12
12
total.
from DAC involved in the shared governance. That's a lot of people.
Yes.
And then six from AHE. Is AHE represented on all of them?
Uh, yes. Yep.
Okay. So, and there are other uh,
Right. We have
college
faculty
community
senate,
groups. Mhm.
right? Faculty senate. The Sustainability
Administrative.
Advisory Council has struggled um, with their participation, and they do a great job. It's a great council, but it's very difficult to
Mhm.
find because to have somebody serve on every council, that's at least 6 people. That's 6 committed members. So if they're struggling to meet their membership goals, then it's going to make it more difficult um, to participate in governance.
Well, I know faculty senate is because some of their people are representing the union and some of their people are representing DAC. And yeah,
Right, right.
yeah.
And not to mention the other stuff that they're doing, their day jobs per se, right?
Mhm.
You've got this is on top of what you do, your primary responsibilities. And we've been very fortunate with our WPEA and classified staff development um, participants that they have supervisors that provide them an opportunity to attend and participate. Our faculty have, uh, with everything that they have to do, they've been strong contributors in participating with the different councils. But it's very difficult. It's very difficult, especially with changing schedules. When you think about the students, their schedules change every quarter. Our faculty, they routinely change their schedules. So um, there are some challenges.
Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of people involved, but I think that's kind of the point, right? For shared
Yeah.
governance, to have
Yes. Yep.
a variety of people involved.
Yes.
Um, so are there any cons to consider about combining councils? I know we haven't heard from the other three report outs, but that'll happen next week.
Yeah.
So the two we asked, um, yeah.
Well, the biggest con is how do they fit? How does one council fit with another council? And when we think of the Student Advancement Council, where would they fit with a Budget and Finance Council, with the Learning Council, which is a much different council than any other council? They have increased membership because they're what they do, the scope of their work and their priorities are significantly different. So data technology, facilities and safety is trying to find um, a connection between these councils has been probably the biggest challenge.
Mhm.
But I would I would suggest that through continued communication and dialogue, maybe we can find some common themes between these councils if this is something that we wanted to move towards.
All right. Well, do you have anything else you'd like to add, Michael? I
Well, I
appreciate
think,
your time.
yeah, for sure. Um, I've really enjoyed my time in the Governance Coordinating Council. This is going to continuously evolve. And I've been at large institutions where shared governance has been around for a couple of generations. It's going to take some time for us to continue to develop, to get more people involved. I'm very thankful to uh, those council members that have brought new light into what we do. I think shout out to Heather Newcomer doing these listening sessions and closing these loops along with you to close these loops to bring out the Governance Gazette, which again provides more communication, um, some transparency in what we're doing. I want everybody to feel welcome, and everybody is invited to come to these council meetings to see what's going on. I would recommend to every person on campus, if there's something that you want to see done, talk to whoever represents your work group or your organization to have it brought up to the council so that we can talk about it, and we have a great opportunity to recommend policies to the president for his approval. And we've done a good job. Last year was a great year. We approved 12 policies. Um, so I
Yeah.
look forward to doing more of it. So every
So
voice is heard.
is there an email like a GCC? I don't know, I don't want to call it a tip line, but
Yeah, yeah. So Governance Coordinating Council that's at olympic.edu. Yeah, you can
Okay.
get a hold of us there. And there has been a restructuring for the SharePoint. And so I've tried to update GCC. I've also provided space for the other councils. It's just a matter of getting all of our documents in there. It's wide open for everybody to take a look at. Our meeting calendars are listed there. GCC has one last meeting here for the fall, and then we'll update it for the spring. So you can look at this SharePoint site and get an idea of our minutes. You have access to our minutes, to our agendas, to documents. I've uploaded the policy recommendations that have gone to the president. I've updated the council membership so everybody has an opportunity to see what's going on.
That's great. Thank you, Michael, for all your work to help GCC be
Yeah.
successful.
Thank you, Susie. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.